Gertrude McFuzz by Dr. Seuss. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail there ever was. Just one droopy droop feather, that's all that she had. And oh, that one feather made Gertrude so mad, for there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named Lolly-Loo. And instead of one tail feather behind, she had two. Whenever Gertrude McFuzz saw Lolly-Loo flying high in the sky, she got awfully jealous. She frowned and she pouted. Then one day, she got really mad and she shouted, "This just isn't fair. I have one, she has two. I must have a tail just like Lolly-Loo." So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high up in a tree by the lake. And she cried, "Uncle Doctor, oh please, do you know of some kind of pill that will make my tail feathers grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor, "such talk, how absurd. Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in and told her where she could find such a pill. On a pillberry vine on top of a hill. "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude McFuzz, and she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, there was the vine, and as soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry. She started to gnaw it. It tasted just awful. It almost made her sick, but she wanted those tail feathers, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happened. She felt a small twitch, as if she had been tapped down below by a switch. She turned around and cheered. It was true. Now she had two feathers, just like Lolly-Loo. Then she got an idea. "Hey, I know just what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than Lolly-Loo. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine." So she nibbled another one off of the vine. She felt a new twitch, and then Gertrude yelled, "Whee! Miss Lolly-Loo just has two, I have three. When Lolly-Loo sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall down right flat on her face, sure enough. I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will. Why, I'll make my tail even prettier still." She snatched at those berries that grew on that vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she didn't stop eating, young Gertrude McFuzz, until she'd eaten 2 dozen. That's all that there was. Then the feathers popped out with a zang, with a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring, all fit for a queen. What a sight to behold. They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops and gold, like silk, like spaghetti, like satin, like lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they swished in the breeze, and some were as long as the branches on trees. And still they kept growing. They popped and they popped until long about sundown, when finally they stopped. "And now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly right home and show Lolly-Loo. And when Lolly sees these, why, her face will get red and she'll let out a scream. Why, she'll just drop right down dead." Then she spread out her wings to take off from the ground. But with all of those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled. She let out a squawk, but that bird couldn't fly, couldn't run, couldn't walk. And all through that night, she was stuck on that hill. And Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still if her doctor, her good Uncle Dake, hadn't heard her yelp. He rushed to her rescue, and he brought along help. To lift Gertrude up almost broke all their beaks. And to fly her back home, it took almost 2 weeks. And then it took another week more to pull out all those feathers. My, Gertrude was sore. And finally, when all of the pulling was done, Gertrude behind her again had just that one little feather she had had as a starter. But now, that's enough, because now she is smarter.